So we see this photo from China holding this flag, claiming what looks like to be this piece of sand in the South China Sea. We're also seeing a similar photo from the Philippines side. Can you explain first what China is trying to do here and why?
The interesting thing about this particular feature is there's a bit of a history here, and it goes back a few years. There were sort of competing claims made on this. Now, the agreement between China and ASEAN that was made in 2002, called the Declaration on the Conduct of the Parties in the South China Sea, says that nobody should be inhabiting any uninhabited features. In other words, if it wasn't inhabited before 2002, they're not supposed to inhabit it now. Philippines owns or occupies T2 Island nearby, what they call Pagasa, and China claims that as well, of course. And so the other thing that's interesting about this particular, Sandy Cay, is that it is legally a rock under international law, which generates a 12 nautical mile territorial sea. Interestingly, China has a huge military base very, very close to this, which legally, under international law, is only considered a low tide elevation because before they built it up, it was underwater at high tide. So, if they were actually to sort of successfully occupy and claim this particular key, that this would be the thing that would kind of give them a little more legitimacy for what they've done at Subi Reef.
And what do you think is going to happen next? Will China send more ships to reinforce its claims here?
I'm not sure that there's anything else that's going to happen here. There is enough going on. The other thing that's happening at the same time, of course, is that the United States and the Philippines are in the middle of their huge annual exercise, Balikatan, which is happening up in the northern part of the country, Batanes, which of course is the part that's the closest to Taiwan. So this may be also a bit of just kind of a reminder to the Philippines that we're watching you and we're not afraid to pull these little stunts to continue to assert ourselves.
So when we look at how the Philippines is managing the situation, does this mean that we're going to see more cooperation between the United States and the Philippines?
The last couple of years have been pretty disturbing if you're the Philippine government. You've had a lot of aggression. You've had these rammings and the water cannons and all of the things happening across the entire West Philippine Sea, and that has just forced the Philippines to pull even closer to their best, security partner, which is the United States. It's their only treaty ally. So, I mean, in the end, I think it's hard to say whether China has gained anything from all of this aggression. They've certainly, been able to consolidate control around a couple of uninhabited features, but have they actually won when what they've done is they've woven the Philippines deeper into their U.S. Alliance structure?